Hello everyone, this is Brian and welcome back to Fallout New Vegas You Only Live Once Hardcore Edition, the game where we never, ever heal. Now, last time we had another cataclysm of damage. We took, I think it was 21 more points of damage, so we've taken a total of 36 points of damage over the last two episodes. And that brings us down on the true health counter to 284 of 320 possible hit points. So it's been a tough couple of episodes for old Tea Drinker. And we are going to have to see if we can finally break this streak of damage today. But that won't be for lack of fighting some more fiends, bad guys, and other individuals. We have got some stuff to do today. It's going to be exciting. So we are traveling back out of the Red Rock Canyon where we made friends with the drug lords of the Great Khans. And you may recall that we still have a fiend lord to kill. We haven't killed Cook yet, and he's back that way to our left. But I want to make one little stop up here where we've kind of cleaned all the cows out of this meadow, he says awkwardly. But there's this little town up here, and in that town are some gang members. I think they're Viper gang members, but who really cares? Woohoo! Now they're not with any legs on anymore. And so yeah, they're Vipers. So they're dangerous, but because there's two leaders in there. But the reason I'm going over here, one of the leaders has like a really good suit of combat armor, and I want to get it. I want to have that. So I got to figure out how to kind of attract them out here so that they can be dealt with the way that guy was dealt with some explosive damage rounds in the anti-material rifle. Now these guys can have hunting rifles and terrible awful things. So we're gonna kind of take it a little sneaky here. See their little campfire, but they're kind of behind that wall. So I'm gonna go around here this other way. See if I can get a different bead on them. Oh, look, I love how you can just, loot a chunk of their body and get all their stuff. That's awesome. So that's the guy I shot a minute ago. Don't have to go find where his body went. It's pretty safe to go around this way because there's not a lot in the area surrounding here. Keep a little eye out for fire geckos on my left, but I cleaned some of them out already. See, they're in the stupid... They're behind that stupid house. So there we go. Yeah, see, sometimes they come out there. That was actually one of the leaders. That's the metal armor leader. No, it wasn't a leader. Just a random one. But yeah, there's some metal armor and stuff. But I want the combat armor. There's the guy dressed in green. He's got a green combat armor. I want that. And go down this way, we can actually get a view down the main street and still be at a pretty reasonable distance. There we go. Now we're going to see him. All right. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there they are. Who's the leader? I think it's that guy. I think that's the leader. It's good to get the one with the grenade gun. All right, they're all disrupted, so we get a good look at who's who there. Looking for somebody green. Doesn't he look green to you? Oh yeah, Viper leader. He's out of there. They don't stand up at this level to critical hits with explosive ammo. I think we might have gotten everybody. We're just gonna have a little bit of a looty McLoot face. Looty McLoot face. Going in careful because sometimes there's a guy a little further away. So yeah, Bonnie Springs doesn't have anything, frankly, in it except these guys. If you come back here later, after you've killed these guys, there can be cazadors, and that's exciting. So we'll stay away from them. Won't be coming into Bonnie Springs again. So see, he's got like a unique little whacking device, melee thing, and he's got his, his plasma grenades, and he's got his combat armor. So here's the one with the metal armor, reinforced metal armor. But we ain't going to be carrying something 30 around, even take it back to the store. I will take his trail carbine. That's nice and tasty. We'll be selling that baby. I feel like there might have been another one. Didn't somebody go sailing off this direction? Somewhere. Oh, there's an arm. There we go. Looted the arm. Got it all. Got all the stuff. Got a complete set of metal armor off the arm. Alright, so now we're heading back to town. But before we get all the way to town, we're just going to sneak around the what they're called, geckos. But now we are back in the zone of the final round. Now we had a bitter 21 points of damage from Driver and Defy's people. Then we took Violet out without any harm, and now we're going to see if we can do old Cook. And in some ways, Cook is, if he gets chasing me, he's the one I'm maybe most afraid of. I mean, I guess I would probably be more afraid of Violet's hunting rifle, except that Violet is kind of all by herself and never has anybody else, and so it's usually pretty easy to pick her off. Now there's Queenie. Queenie turns out to be the special secret to Cook in that, or to make him a little easier, because when he notices that his favorite Brahmin has been killed, he frenzies. Sort of like when you shoot the antenna of the ants, and so then he starts frying his own guys, and that's pretty awesome. So I don't think they see us yet. There he goes. Becomes frenzied. Hear sound. So see, they fight him and he fights them, but we don't want radiation. No, thank you. So we're going to keep an eye. Now, we don't want to blow his head up. If the one risk of killing Queenie is that they actually do sometimes critically injure his head, and then you take a little flack from the major there. Yeah, we'll just shoot in through the windows anytime we can pick anybody off. Cook is the most dangerous, but he's not dangerous while he's busy fighting his other guys. If he comes out here after us, then we're going to be getting out some serious weaponry to try to stave him off. Because he doesn't miss much. He's got these flame weapons, and so bad news, if he gets to close range, it's pretty hard for him to miss with those. Yeah, let's shoot him. Oh, yeah. Oh, good shot. That was a good shot. Just a quick peek in the window. I saw the guy with the, with the little backpack. So that's how you tell. He's got like a little fire backpack thing on. And I just hit him, and that was Cook. So Cook is down. Hopefully not critically injured in the head. Critically injured in the head. That sounds like an insult. All right. So now here's his idiots all swarming out. But see, they're a little wounded because they've been getting cooked a little. Cooked a little. Let's just do a bit of. Haven't taken out the main guy. I don't need to be too careful about how I do these guys' damage, and I'm tired of taking damage. So we're just gonna burn some explosive ammo, and well, if he's gonna run away, we can go back to shooting, regular shooting. I just didn't want him coming over here. I just have a pool cue. Well, he could have probably pulled out a gun if he did too. Alright, so that is the last of the Fiend sub-leaders down. There's kind of an ultimate, whatever his name is. It's not Motorhead. Motor Runner, that's what his name is. We'll deal with him later. He's in Vault 3. Meanwhile, where's Cook's body? Let me at his body. Oh, and his loot. It's got meat. It's got meat. It's got recipes. It's got good. That's actually some good eating food. Anything that says fresh means it's not going to have any what's it called? Any radiation on it. So we'll just be, as soon as we get overweight, we'll just eat those guys. There he is. There's Cook sitting next to his big old flamer. Oh, and his head's in good shape. Now this flamer and this incinerator are actually kind of almost worth carrying back to town. I mean, they're high value, but they're pretty heavy, like 15 and 12. I just don't have room for that. So, if we come back through here later and we don't have any weight, I'll pick them up, but that's pretty low outcome. Now, this way, right around this corner, this little rock up here, there's going to be a group of idiots, a group of fiends standing around a campfire. And there's 3 of them. And let's see, alright, one of them has a horrible energy weapon, that little green little thinger, and that's going to be my main target. We're just going full explosive ammo. That's, my... Oh, yeah, yep, bye-bye, energy weapon. Doesn't do any good without your head on. Alright, where did we get to? Oh my god, we got all 3 of them. Now that was a 3 birds, 1 explosive ammo shot. You don't get those too often. Make sure, I think they're all down. Let's take their stuff. Oh, let's take it all. Arrange our inventory. Take more stuff. Awesome. Okay. Now we have a pretty clear run. As long as we stay out here. There's a few fiends a little bit in there. Of cover when there could be bad guys. I think the bad guys come at night. So we are just going to walk in here. Oh, and the Thorn, the call of the Thorn, the Siren song of the Thorn. Oh, we have to go in the Thorn, don't we? We have to go in the Thorn. Thorn, they have an arena, and they do arena-y stuff, and they fight things, and they fight scorpions, and death claws, and blah, 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 blah. I'm not interested in doing that, but here we have a special person, Red Lucy. Red Lucy.
I'd remember if I had seen you here.
What do you want? I'd like to ask about you. I'm thinking what I could do with you in private.
Bold. As it pleases the Thorn. You speak like a hunter.
Speak like a
Yet
hunter.
Only actions
I am a hunter.
prove one's worth.
Tribute of blood. How can I pay tribute to you?
Think you have what it takes? The Thorn needs
I might have it what it takes. I might not have what it takes. I might have what it takes.
If you accomplish this,
I'll find giant mantis eggs for you. I will. Oh, bleed me dry. Do you think we should do bleed me dry? I kind of think we should do bleed me dry. I kind of want to do bleed me dry. We'll see. We'll see. I don't promise I'm doing it, but I might do it. I might do some of it. I might do all of it. We'll see. Alright, and over here, what we actually came for was to go into West Side. And so West Side is a little outside of Vegas community, and it's another place. It's a medium-sized place. It's got actually 3 decent stores, but it's also got these little places where there are crops growing. They grow little crops here, and it's kind of funny because some of the crops you're not allowed to touch, but other of the crops you're allowed to touch. And so we can't touch the banana yucca, but we can have every single one of the coyote tobaccos. We can have all these honey mesquite. So we're just going to, take these. And this is really the easiest and best place in the game to collect a lot of these, ingredients for crafting and so forth. There's also some of these little ploppers have maize and stuff. See, this box, I think you could even take the banana yucca. I have no idea. It's like maybe some level designer that didn't finish doing his stuff. But anyway, let's go over and we'll get the other one without belaboring the point. There's another little set of boxes, and you just look for which ones you're allowed to touch, which ones you're not allowed to touch. You'll come out with a whole lot of crafting materials. Alright, so now let's talk about stores. We got Klamath Bob's liquor store. Let's go in and talk to Klamath Bob, because he's going to have, basically, he doesn't have a lot of great stuff, per se, but he's got a lot of money, and money is good
Bob,
because we need to sell. We were walking around here drinking liquor every 10 feet to try to hold all our stuff, and here's a guy with 1,200 caps that needs to have his, what he needs is a whole bunch of stuff that we will now sell him from all those fiends and other irritating characters that we took it from. So that's Klamath Bob. Then we'll walk down here into the sort of middle of town, and right around here, next to the scary guy playing checkers, is Miguel's pawn shop. And again, Miguel, not extra long on interesting items that we want. Maybe he'll have one or two things, but pretty darn long on. Look at all that, almost 1,700 Kappa-rinos in cold, hard, bottle-capped cash. So we will sell him another load of our crud, and out we go. And then it's actually easy to miss because nothing you do when you go in here sounds very interesting. But look, here's 1,800 more stuff in the West Side Co-op.
Another satisfied customer.
What's his name? Jacques or what? I don't even remember what his name is. So now over here is St. James or St. John or St. whatever his name is. St. James and his little special buddy,
when I talk to a girl, I start the conversation,
Dermot, and I is also over here. And remember that quest we got over at Air Attack where somebody kidnapped the people or something and he wanted to prove it. Well, anyway, these are the guys he kind of thought did it. And so here we are over at the Casa Madrid apartments, and we could go upstairs. Pretty Sarah's kind of the madam of all the prostitutes up there. We could go have little discussions with them, and if we were into that, and I'm just picking that lock just to get the XP. But then over here, that's Dermot's ledger, and that's half the evidence we need. And then it's sort of a little sad moment in St. James's apartment. You find the little teddy bear, and so that's how you know that he kidnapped the kids or something. It's somehow a special teddy bear. So now we got the evidence on those guys, and we can eventually take them back to Captain Parker, and he will give us a reward and some XP. Now, we could, if we were feeling violent or vengeful or just angry about the teddy bear, we could go up there and confront those guys, and we could kill them and all that stuff. But that would involve them possibly shooting back, and I'm not interested in that. So we're going to go outside and accelerate to high speed, as is our way, and we're going to continue our loop around, our clockwise loop around Vegas. Now, as we head out on the east side, there's a place that can actually be hard to find, mostly for lack of a compass marker, because there's no marker on this. But if you go out to this little shacky building, it's actually kind of a good little place. It's what's it called? Whim's Hideout? Yeah, Wynn's Hideout. Wynn's people. And we're going to get on some discussionware, because we may have to have a discussion with Wynn and his little sidekick. Let's see. Do we need anything else? Maybe we'll take a meeting people. I can't remember if they act. Okay, so they don't confront us, so we could have checked it. So here is Sammy Wins, and so Sammy and Pauline fancy themselves amazing criminals in the in the vein of Vinny and Vance, who Vinny and Vance are kind of in the vein of Bonnie and Clyde, because I think their little special gun is supposed to... There's some actual place in Prim that has their gun or getaway whatever or something. Anyway, we talk to these guys and we find out they're actually not the greatest gunslingers in the world, and so if we talk at them a little bit, if we kind of use our suavite,
this better be good,
then we can say, yeah, why don't you just give me the gun, because you guys are idiots. And so he'll just give me the key to Win Safe, and in Win Safe is Vance's 9mm submachine gun, and that is no insignificant piece of hardware there. That is a legitimately good gun, which will be probably replacing our 9mm regular thing, even though it has one of the mods. Now, I think if you actually get all the mods in the 9mm, which I have not managed to do, then there's some arguable way, I can't remember what it is, but last time I played, it was like, oh yeah, one's kind of good for one thing and one's kind of good for the other. Well, in this case, this is our new 9mm, and it's got most of the mods. I think it's got like 2 of the 3 mods. I don't know, or it's a little bit weirdly different from the regular stuff, but it's good. It's got a higher damage number. It's got the big, the big fast clip and stuff. So here we go on around the corner. Here's H&H Tools, into which we will definitely not be going right now. There are a lot of traps. You can just instantly kill yourself by stepping on a trap, and we're not going to be going in there until at least we have the light step perk later on. But then here is North Vegas, yet another little sub-outer component of Vegas, of New Vegas. And there are some sad individuals here. It's kind of a funny little sad place with not many people.
Can I help you with
there's
something,
Crandon, and he's here with a bunch of... He's got a little quest line we can do, and it's pretty easy, at least for a while. It's a very talky quest line if you want it to be so. I mean, if you don't come with speech, you can go and kill people and, do his will. But we're just going to go over here. He wants to get rid of the squatters. So, squatting. They don't look like they're squatting to me, but here's Squatter Bill. And he's about, 3 pixels over from the guy who wants them to get rid of. And so we'll ask him nicely. And he leaves. And so that was pretty hard. So let's just go back to old Crandon and say, yes, thank you. We got the XP for doing a speech check. And so now what do you got for me? Oh, you have another thing. You have more bad people. And you have them at high speed through the sewers. Now, the sewers are actually pretty cool, because if you go through the sewers, like if you're doing a no fast travel game, it turns out that through the sewers, you actually touch other places. You can walk to them more quickly than you can walk to them on the map. Now, that is if you know your way through the sewers.
What the hell are you looking at?
And if you don't go in the southern or eastern ones where there's scary ghouls, but he's going to say some potty words, and we're going to use a speech of 65 this time to tell him that he, the rough character, should go away. There's a couple of little, instance of radiation here, but not a big deal.
Have you run off those greasers?
Greasers, we ran off the greasers. That's right. I didn't remember what I was doing, but I ran off the greasers.
Talk.
And so we have collected a few more things. And now he wants to go talk to Mrs. Hostetler, which can actually be combined with talking to Mr. Hostetler sometimes. But meanwhile, I'm just going to talk to Jules here. Jules, he kind of reminds me of that Pulp Fiction guy. But he wants to talk about how great guns are and survival is. And we're not very survivally, but we're gunsy enough to collect our 45 XP. And we are on about our business. So now we can talk to Mr. Blake, but from him we're going to want some high-powered discussionware, because McCarran wants a shipment of beef. Remember the guy with the food processor and all that? Well, he also wanted shipments of beef, so we can talk our way through that pretty quickly. Again, quests are a way to just pound off some experience points real quick, so that we don't have, so that we can get up to our ideal number of cool perks before we start risking taking damage. It's good to be friends with people. Good to just collect some experience points and get some more stuff. So we'll do a little trading. We will scrunt through the stuff we don't want and buy a few things that we do. I can't remember how many of these I need. Let's see. I think we need to talk to old Alice McCafferty. And I bet she's asleep at this hour or standing near her bed. Because we took her little errand, and that means we can collect 3 new exciting quests from her. Not to mention the reward for this quest, which isn't very big, but it's something. So now she's going to have a negotiation. That's with Cass of the Caravan Company, the Cassie Caravan Company. And we got to negotiate with Henry Jameson, and maybe we'll break into Gunrunners. Because we're actually pretty stealthy. Alright, so we picked up the quest from her. And let's see what to do next. Well, we got the Gunrunners, which is always a good place to stop in. I think we will...
Hello.
Let's check what he's got.
Sir,
Do you wish to purchase something? Yes, I do. I will use robot voice. Ooh, sniper rifle, yumminess, suppressors, carbon fiber parts, yummy thing. Okay, so that means we are going to go ahead and use our ultimate trading gear. We will drink the very last moonshine. We will take another Salesman Weekly. And do we need maybe a little more alcohol? And do we have, what are we up to? Party time, Party time, Mentats. Okay, so now we're ready to talk thousands of caps worth of beautiful equipment for our sniper rifle. Gonna make it awesome, gonna make it silent-ish. And then, do they have anything else? He doesn't have very much else. But I bet we have some else that we want to sell him. Sell him the rest of our else to kind of lower the margin here that he's getting. Okay, so we got that for a good price. And then we can go over and talk to Mrs. Hostetler. But let's stop off here, because I think we have some money. And we have a little quest to turn in. Corporal Betsy will be coming by for a little level up on our part to level 15. And let's see if we can afford a little implant action. Get ourselves an endurance we're going to definitely want, because that's like, I think an endurance implant gives us like 20 more hit points.
The nociception rate.
After the last couple episodes, we could probably use a few hit points. And now we can level up right in the middle of that. So, level 14, in which we get a perk. Let's take Lockpick up to the near, because there's going to be some very hard locks coming up. I'll leave it down to 96 so that, well, first of all, we can kind of hit that with just some perception boost without even a magazine. We'll take guns up the rest of the way, but we got some very hard locks coming up. And I think it may be toughness 2 for our second perk. Alright, and off we go. Make sure we got the right clothing, etc. on. Dun, 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 dun. This is the running around song. Do, 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 do. Back to McCarran. And go in the door. It's pretty scary when people are fighting down there. Makes me want to go get some free XP killing something. Bet I can kill him. Get some XP. So that's Fiends fighting NCR down there. But not anymore. Do I want to go down there and get that energy gun? Because, you know, I think I'm out of stuff to sell. I think I've sold literally everything I had to sell. It's great when they're already distracted by NCR, because then we can just A, get their experience points, B, have them be dead, and C, not even have them shoot at us. So I'm okay with that. I am so unbelievably okay with that. It is difficult to imagine how okay with that I am. So over here in the McCarran Air Force Base, here's our special friend, Major Daughtry. Remember him? Oh yeah, here's Violet's head. That's right. Oh, you think you can take down another one? Yeah, sure, I already did it. Driver in the 5. Oh yeah, I did it. And oh, I'll go out for Cook. Oh, actually, I already did. He's actually already dead. Here's his head. And so, in addition to all the 90s of experience points, how about the big honking 450 of experience points? And some, faction and stuff. Okay, so they're happy. That's nice. And let's see. We could take a drink out of the water fountain because it's free. Doesn't cost us anything. Alright, and that was all our business at Camp McCarran for now. So back around, the long march around. Good thing we have time compression, huh? And I do believe we figured out the mystery of the teddy bear. And so the Captain Parker, he of walking very slowly and having to be kind of boinked from behind to get him to go in the building. Here he is.
Have you found out what happened to those?
And yes, actually I did. Yeah,
and
and the ledger and a bear and 315 experience points. That's not nothing. And it would have been like probably 350 or something if I wasn't being all Logan's Run-ish about it. So I'm trying to remember, like, was it Logan 5 and Jessica 6? Is that who it was? I can't remember their numbers. They had numbers. I actually feel like I'm a bad geek because I can't remember for sure what their numbers were. But man, when I was like, I don't know what I was probably 8 years old. Boy, did that movie freak me out. And then I read the book, and that's even more freaky because then they only get to live to 21 years old in the book. So we're gonna loot some. Oh my goodness, I'm meeting people. Yeah, it's always good to check these mailboxes because there's can be good magazines. You got to refresh the old magazines. Sometimes you'll get a stupid magazine, you'll just sell it, and sometimes you'll get nothing. But keep doing the magazines.
Welcome, sir or madam.
I like to talk in robot voice because I like it and it's fun, and you can have the rest of my stuff because why not? You have so much money and you are a robot. Thank you, potential customer. Back into traveling clothes. Oh, and we might as well go ahead and equip into our sniper rifle the ability to have like a -5 or 6 weight, which is I'm pretty bad at remembering to actually equip my mods onto my weapons as soon as I buy them. But nonetheless, we will get equipped, and now it is time to go into Freeside. It's time to go into Freeside. For several different reasons. Now, Freeside is actually a pretty big area, but it's a pretty safe area. There's a few asterisks on the safe, which we will cover as we go along here, but mostly you can kind of head in here, and you're not going to suddenly find yourself dead or whatever. You can see there's a little red dot, because there's whatever they're called, outlaws or thugs or something in here. And they'll sometimes chase you, but the thing is, none of the outlaws, at least, in here, first of all, they're usually chasing some innocent victim, as in this case, but second of all, they only have melee weapons, so, it's kind of like some free experience points, because we already gone over our many tactics for melee weapons. 1, have them fight other people. 2, back away from them. 3, shoot them in the legs. 4, some other stuff that would do that I can't think of right now, but I'm sure there's some more other things. Anyway, it's just not too hard to avoid taking damage from these little, not heavily armored, not very quick moving, and definitely only melee weapon guys. Now, here is Old Mormon Fort. It's an actual place, and here is the Fallout radioactive version of it. And so we're going to talk to some people, and one of the most important is Arcade Gannon. He says he's kind of a researcher, but he's got a little more of a past than he's letting on to. But the thing is, he hates the Legion, and so before I risk possibly getting a little bit too friendly with the Legion, I want to establish him as a follower. Because if I get, I'm probably going to get my faction with the Legion up a little bit. And I don't want to have Arcade Gannon not being one to follow me. I've discovered he actually is going to need me to learn how to meet people properly with the magazine in order to be allowed to talk him into joining my party. But I want to get that done now, because once he's in my party, he's not going to quit me later, at least not without a lot of warning.
I may not have all the...
So now I've got him,
well,
I'm actually thinking of going ahead and letting him follow me around.
It just seems a little
because
twitchy.
although I can't do his full quest until later
I'm not
in
exactly
the
mercenary.
main quest arc, I can begin gaining his trust so that I will be able to do his quest later, because his quest leads to the best suit of power armor. So I'm going to let him go around with me, and I'm going to try to at least while it's convenient. Anyway, in here there's another little snow globe for Mormon Fort, and that's worth 2,000 bottle caps from Mr. House. And there's some magazine here. Do I want to go ahead and take the... I don't need another Today's Physician. Not worth even the minimal karma loss to do it. But that does remind me, I do want to talk to the lady that lives in this little place. And so where is Julie Farkas? Because she has some questicular activity for us. Here she is. She's got a little...
Are you here to drop off medical supplies?
She's got a little mohawk going. So we met a kid out in the Great Khans, and he'd like to come here, and we'd like to have some experience points. How about that? Does that sound like a deal? So that's good. Meanwhile, she wants medical supplies, and we can actually drop off medical supplies to get faction with the followers of the apocalypse or whatever. They're a pretty minor faction, but if we got all the way up to whatever it is, idolized, then we could get her to send us some medical supplies in the final battle, if we were allowed to use medical supplies, whatever. But we'll take her quest, because there's stuff about Freeside where we can, get some experience points, and that we definitely can use. So we got her all primed up. And I actually walked right past it over here, but let's just go down this way. Because here we have another of the second to last Mojave Express drop box. And I actually want to go here, because I want to ship back to Novak these irritatingly heavy, what are they called? Steam gauge assemblies that I need to fix the food processor one of these days, but I want to get them out of my inventory. So we'll mail them back to Novak. And discovered I have a thing on my varmint rifle I hadn't applied. So let's go ahead and apply that to Mr. Varmint Rifle. And then we go to deeper Freeside. We have a couple of excellent quests to do here. Very safe, very, it's a little bit FedEx-y and a little bit web of remembering where to find all the different people. But meanwhile, I have to talk to this guy to get in the door to the king. But meanwhile, we can get a whole lot of experience points and not take a lot of risk in the process. Do a few speech checks. So here, this is basically a school of Elvis Presley imitators. They have carried on his legacy after the war, after the nuclear war. So Elvis, his legend survives. His legend survives the great nuclear holocaust. And here in this building they have a whole school of Elvis imitation, and so he's got some problems. I mean, he's kind of the boss. He's got some problems, and he needs to go check out this dishonest guide Oris here. So they've got these little guys when you come into Freeside, and you can pay them and they'll be your bodyguard. But this guy Oris, he's apparently kind of jipping people and doing things that are not cool with the king. So we're supposed to follow him, and he'll give us a little tour actually as we prepare to kind of bust him. So we can go boing and a boing and a boing, 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 boing. Follow him around. Here he comes. Boing, 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 boing.
Hey,
okay, so from midair, he says, "Oh look, there's bad guys. Oh no, we have to go around. There's thugs and stuff." So he's going to go around here, and oh no! Now that we're in a dark alley, he finds more thugs, and he shoots 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys fall down to the ground.
Nothing
and he
to
says,
worry about.
"Ooh, wasn't I amazing?
One of
Thank God you had me to help you." And I can say with
noticed
intelligence,
that,
"Hey, wait, 4 guys fell down. You fired 3 shots." And we don't have enough barter. with enough barter, we could actually make him give us all his money. That would be funny. But meanwhile, we can go over here with medicine. We can say, oh, look, they're just pretending to be dead. If we shot them, they'd get back up and say, even Oris doesn't pay us enough to, you know, just get shot at, and then we could fight them. But for now, we're happy to go ahead and go to the end of the line with Oris. And he acts as if nothing has happened. And off he goes, but now we know the awful truth about Oris. We found the north side gate. This guy's going to warn us. Watch out, because you got to pass kind of a credit check with those robots to get into the actual New Vegas area if you go this way. But we're just going to learn that, oh, look, he worked as a, you know, kind of a prostitute escort. So old Ben has a little bit of a seedy past. And let's see, we're not far enough along to have the other person be here yet. So we'll walk back down the street. There's a lot of walking back down the street in Freeside Park. And every now and then, the robots blow somebody away, or the king shoots some thug. And you just want to watch out for red dots, because a red dot means possibly a thug might be coming for you, and then you just machine gun him down, and no further problems. So we're going to go back to the king and tell him that we have done his bidding, and we know the awful truth about Oris. Oris. The king.
What do you have for me?
So, you know, if it's nighttime, it's actually really good we're doing his quest during the day, because if at nighttime you have to go all the way upstairs to like the 3rd floor, and he's in the last possible room you'd ever look, and it's kind of a little bit maze-like. So I'm always happy when I get here in the morning and I can do most of his quest, at least, without having to find him all the way upstairs.
Hungry? Thirsty?
Sometimes with a quest
Horny?
marker. Now down here there are several other interesting places, and one of them, it's just easy to miss the Atomic Wrangle entirely, but it's got great stuff. It's got quests, it's got people.
How's it going?
And there's 2 proprietors.
Welcome to the Atomic Wrangler.
There's Francine and there's What's-His-Face, and they're not ever... Well, they're sometimes both here at the same time, but only if you're really lucky. So you sometimes have to kind of wait. So we're going to pick up her quest. She wants us to collect all of her debts from all of her little deadbeats around town. So we'll go to Grex and Lady Jane and Santiago, and we will collect their debts and hopefully do it non-violently. And... then there's this guy, Henry Jameson. That's who we're supposed to be doing a little employment negotiation with for What's-Her-Face at the Crimson Caravan Company. And with speech, we can do it quickly. And then I think the rest of these guys we can't do until we have other quests later. But usually if you just kind of wait 1 hour here, then the other dude will show up. So that's
Welcome
James,
to the Atomic Wrangler.
and he gives you a whole set of different quests. First of all, you can do the followers quest. You have to go back and forth between them to get them to agree. But there's no particular challenge to it. You can make a deal and get happy with the Freeside people. But then he has an awesome little quest, one of my favorite and most off-color quests of all. He wants us to help him hire a series of different prostitutes, including a ghoul and robot and some other stuff. So we're going to just like negotiate with him to jack the price up. And the reward, and then we are going to go looking for a sex bot. Wang dang, Atomic Tango, the sex bot. And we are off to meet Fisto, part of our project. Okay, so we're off to meet Fisto, and the easiest way to get to that direction, let's see. So here is one of the guys, one of the junkies. That the drug dealer has got all set up, and Julie Farkas wants us to get the guys off the drugs and the alcohol, and so we say, oh, there's a guy named Dixon, fine. And then we can go over here. Let's go ahead and meet the Van Graffs.
New Vegas' best source of laser and plasma.
Because the Van Graffs...
Afraid I'm going to have to search you.
He's going to have to search us. So there's some quests we can do here, but they lead to us having to kill one of our followers.
That's a lot of energy weapons.
But this is what we wanted. We wanted to get the first point of Arcade Ganon memories of, energy weapons. I know more than I'm letting on about energy weapons. Meanwhile, they're doing some little mean deal in here, and so we can watch them. Oh no, they shot the hostage or whatever. And then the guys run out. It's a little bit difficult interface to figure out here. And the first 3 or 4 times I walked in here, I walked past these guys, thinking,
Okay,
why
everyone.
wouldn't
Show's
I
over.
be able to walk
Back
past
to
guys
work.
in the store and they immediately open fire on me, and that was annoying. Alright, and that is where we're going to stop for today. We stopped the hemorrhaging at last, and we now stand at 309 or 305 possible hit points. It's good to be back above 300 again. Next time, we are going to finish up the west side of New Vegas. Then we're going to go meet Mr. House in the center of New Vegas itself. And finally, we will go and find our way onto Nellis Air Force Base. I hope we don't get blown up, because you only live once.